Herzlich willkommen, meine Freunde, zurück zu Starfield. Ja, weiter geht's, gell? Wir haben's. Also wir haben vieles erfahren und sind zum Wer wiegt es. Ich könnte es ihr noch immer nicht sagen. Ich will es unbedingt sagen, dass ihr Vater lebt. Aber es ist richtig schwierig. Einfach alles mal mitnehmen. Und wer die Verdächtigen sein könnten, das ist die Frage. 1, 2, 3, er steht da. 1, 2. Bist du deppert. Und da ist auch noch einer. Warte mal.
I knew I should have brought a parka.
Was ist da? Gibt's da Vorräte? Hey.
Captain, do you require my
Bitte? Das ist ein böses Schaf. Ah, cool. Na, gehen wir weiter. Ah. Vielleicht brauche ich besser raus.
This is where I belong.
Ah, ja, Schutzgeneration, Regeneration, Generation, sehr gut. Nehmen wir mit. Ah, ich lade zu viel. Okay. Ja. Erstmal alles rein Frachtraum. Wieder zurück. Weil vorher geht's irgendwie nicht, was voll komisch ist. Passt. Alle Ressourcen gelagert. Was kann ich nicht damit machen? Also vielleicht sollte ich auch mal... Na, wir machen jetzt noch diese Fraktion und machen wir weiter.
Your clothes clean,
Na.
your boots polished, your mirror shine.
Anzugwerkbank, Forschungslabor. Da, Waffenwerkbank. So. Da. Nein. Das sind eh nur die Waffen, die ich die ich in meinem Inventar habe. Kann man die verbessern?
I'm doing an oral history of Constellation's most decorated.
Stabiler Lauf.
It's just me repeating your name into a database.
Na, das ist besser. Spezielle Nahrungsläufe erhöhen die Portion und Rückstoßkontrolle auf kostenlos Visierziel ein bisschen, aber wenn du dich nicht bewegst. Na. Laservisier. Aufklärungs.
Is it true that you destroyed the
Aber warte mal.
fleet with
Wo ist
nothing
mein
but your bare hands and a sandwich?
Coachman?
You so wouldn't need sandwich.
Kann ich nichts machen? Echt jetzt? Was fehlt? Neon fehlt mir, okay. Da fehlt mir auch wieder. Aber mir fehlt so viele Sachen. Joke. Fehlt mir. Fehlt mir. Alter, mir fehlt alles. Das kann ja nicht wahr sein. Hochgeschwindigkeit. Titan. Ich muss... Okay, was? Hab keinen Bock mehr. Da. Wir nehmen... Den da. Bindung Schalldämpfer? Nein. Laserwisse, wir nehmen. Fehlt mir. Geil, mir fehlt eigentlich alles immer wieder. Was ich ja nicht mag. Taktisches Magazin, okay. Kleines Magazin, das ist. Ah! Das da ist gut. So. Oh Gott, ich muss erstmal. Warte mal. Nein, oder? Ah, okay. Skillpunkte. Forschung. Hm. Nein, das ist nicht das. Kampf ist. Nein, es ist. Oder Technologie? Nein, das ist wieder was anderes. Warte, was ist das? Sicherheit. Okay. Astrobotanik, Scannen, Waffentechnik. Okay. Okay. Das heißt, ich muss ein bisschen forschen. Analyse. Fügt den Handscan einen optionalen Zoom hinzu und hört das Scan eines brauche ich nicht. Das da. Für die Fertigung von Items und Abschluss von Forschungsprogrammen werden sie weniger so. Ja. Und was ist das? Du gewinnst mehr häufig und selten an. Ja, das nehmen wir dann als nächstes und. Ah! Das nehmen wir auch dann. Weiter geht's, weiter geht's. Wie viel habe ich noch Platz? Ja. Boah, ich mag eine neue Waffe. Eine neue Ausrüstung. Landen. Jetzt schauen wir, was Weivik das sagt. Frances Sanö. Irgendwie so.
I will say this. New Atlantis is a great place to raise kids.
Okay. Wäre cool gewesen, gell? Hey, warte mal. Das muss ich jetzt kurz testen, Leute. Komm, komm, komm. Man kann es vorher austricksen. Die Scanner. Hm. Nein. Wir sagen nichts dazu. Ja. Wir fahren Zug. Ich bin ein Usi-Burger. Bürger. Wir können ja. Ich glaube, ich kaufe mal da Immobilie.
Won't lie.
Müssen wir jetzt dann
My
auch
heart
machen.
stopped for a beat when you passed out. Glad you're still with us.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, die ist auf dem Mars, das war sicher geil. Also wir werden dann sicher so ein Imperium bauen. Sehr viel Außenposten und alles. Wir werden da richtig uns noch rein. Ja. Er weiß ja sowieso, dass er lebt. Hey Francis.
Well,
Zenon.
what a pleasant surprise.
Ich bin mir nicht sicher. Ich bin
When
mir nicht
I
sicher.
heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big.
Ja.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Ja. Stell dich nicht dumm, wir wissen, du steckst in den Angriffen.
I haven't been to Londinian in many years. Why? Is there some way I could be of assistance? Were you able to recover what you were looking for?
Ja.
Good news then.
Ja.
So, what exactly are you doing here? Plenty still to be done in defeating the Terramorphs, no?
Wir haben auch nicht, du sprichst darüber. Ich weiß, dass du das mit anruft. Ich höre doch auf, du hast es.
Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but conclusions.
Ja.
After all, given the cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. Of course. Do I look like I'm in any position to do what you're describing?
Jein.
So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want anyone else jumping to conclusions now, would we? You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau City. New Atlantis. My doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
Alter. Mit.
All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble? Not a bad thought. But no. The attacks were a correction.
What the
When I
fuck?
discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found. But we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport. Fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak. And sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
Alter. Das ist nach Jahren. Das ist
These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of Terramorphs. Just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment. Sealing off the city to prevent mass death? It was the only option that made sense at the time.
Alter.
It's easy to judge now.
Ja.
In that moment, I wasn't about to add another dangerous variable to an already catastrophic war. But then,
Ich
as the
mag ihn
war
nicht.
ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy?
Ja, Rache willst du?
We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero.
Ah, Zoll.
You.
Alter.
Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? I don't know, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure. It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed is that people will do whatever they can not to deal with you. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. And so I used their blind eye to my advantage. Still, establishing a back channel to Orlays via the UC recovery teams was painstaking work. I've led campaigns less nerve-wracking.
So richtig
They believed
mieser.
they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded slates, filled with instructions invisible to any but their recipient, dropped off at just the right moments to fall into the proper hands, all without the UC realizing whom you were actually dealing with. Slow work. But as you can see, ultimately effective.
Alter.
Can't remember the many lives you've taken. Orlays was the man whose death you brought about around the moon.
Ja,
The man I had to eliminate.
ja.
Captain, please. You've benefited here as much as I have. Maybe more. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the
Das
Vanguard?
ist nicht richtig.
With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
Ich will mich dafür ehren, dass ich den Fehler ausbügle. Was du darauf wartest, dass ich danke, weil ich mir, wenn wir eine Weile hier sind. Von welchen Namen?
Something befitting the dedication to the colonies you two have shown. While of course they can't give you a command, responsibility like that has to be earned. The Cabinet does have access to considerable resources. I expect you'll be quite pleased with the result. And none of it would have happened without my intervention.
Oh Gott.
You're being honored only because I arranged the situations where it could
Na,
happen.
sicher nicht Unschuldige sind gestorben.
And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I
Okay.
ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays and Orlays alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC.
Ah,
This needn't be the end of our good works together.
die Liste. Wovon genau reden
Hunting
wir?
down criminals and other threats to the United Colonies. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once this is all over. You would help me, like you did with Orlays. Track them down and keep them from doing harm to the United Colonies. Impossible, though, if the Cabinet learns I'm the one responsible for the attacks.
Oh Gott.
And how many have you killed to get where you are now? There are no great works that don't cost lives, Captain. Whether it's winning a war or digging a tram tunnel. So we sacrificed a few dozen in the attacks to possibly protect millions. That seems like a fair exchange to me. I only hope you'll see the same and leave my name out of the discussions to come. Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger perspective in mind, Captain. We've done something great here.
Aha.
Let's not squander
Ich
the
bin nicht so.
opportunity to do more.
Ja, ich werde jetzt Hadrian alles gestehen. Ui. Das war cool.
let's get that out of... I was meaning to check it. I know it's home and everything, but let's go then.
Let's go. Das ist jetzt die Frage der Fragen. Wo ist Adrian? Ich muss dir was gestehen.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the acyles are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Any leads on who might have committed the attacks?
Oh. Na, ich sag's dir.
That seems unlikely, considering he's been dust for about 20 years.
I'm sure the captain just misspoke. Right?
Und wenn nicht?
If you said my father was still alive and using terramorphs as weapons, I might think it's time for a psych eval. So we just misheard you, right? No, that's impossible. He's gone. My father is dead.
Ich schwöre, ich lüge.
The UC kept the greatest butcher of the colony war alive? I'd like to believe they weren't capable of that sort of thing.
Never underestimate humanity's ability to disappoint you.
Alive. They Victus is alive? How did you find him? Wait. You knew he was alive and didn't tell us?
Ich konnte nicht, ich habe geschworen zu schweigen, aber das fühlte sich zu wichtig an.
You were sworn to... You swore. You were just doing your duty, weren't you? Yeah, I guess I, of all people, should know what a burden that can be. Doesn't mean I'm not mad. But I guess you letting us know late is preferable to never. Now at least we can inform the cabinet and let them deal with him. I honestly don't know. If it were me, I'd make damn sure he never spoke to another human being again. But I may be a bit less than impartial. But for the wanton murder of civilians, I doubt anything's off the table.
Okay.
I'm sure he did. But he killed dozens of people. And I'm not about to let him get away with something like that. But now I guess we've got our answer. Nothing left to do but put it all in front of the cabinet. Any last things we needed to discuss?
Ja.
This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the terramorphs. It's hard to know. Unlike my father, the cabinet aren't butchers. But killing UC citizens, along with everything else he's done, is unforgivable. But if you're really that concerned, you could request they be lenient. They might be willing to spare him.
Okay.
Acyles aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. If someone decides to pick a fight with one, it could get ugly.
Okay.
But they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC was raising them as livestock, so the risk of introducing them to new worlds is minimal. Using them to clean up the terramorphs and leeches, though, it's not going to be nearly as expedient as the microbe would be. Given what we know now about the Lazarus plant, the speed of the job does matter. But going with the Acyles, we're at least dealing with known risks.
Okay.
They are.
Microbe needed minimal adjustment to account for heat leech anatomy.
And the Aseles seem like they're even better at tracking leeches than morphs.
Hell of a sight to watch, though, when they catch them. Like an open airlock guzzling angry spaghetti.
Okay.
Microbe is gonna make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make this safe.
I do know the science. I also know math. And a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0.
Yeah.
So I guess we're still in discussion. Probably best at this point to let the cabinet weigh in. See if they have a preference.
Okay. Na, es ist am besten so.
Then here we go.
Wir können ihm nicht... Ja, nein. Hi.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike.
Yeah.
Is what I'm reading here true? This report comes from a particularly confidential source both you and I are familiar with, yes. Among the reasons its findings are so alarming. Now, is it true? Was the attack on New Atlantis planned?
Ja.
The second report claims to know the perpetrator as well. Did Reginald Orlays actually commit these attacks, Captain?
Orlays?
All right, but make it quick.
Ah, lol. Das geht? Okay. Ja. Ich bin bereit.
So, was Reginald Orlays...
Ja. Ja.
It's true, ma'am. I heard the recording myself. My father figured out how to use terramorphs as weapons.
He did what?
That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order.
Oh, God.
This information does not leave this room. Now, that's quite the accusation you're leveling, considering Francois Sanon has not left containment for the better part of 2 decades. You have evidence to back this up?
I just transformed a terramorph out of thin air. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
Francois. So.
He knew they could do this. And said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little chat with the Admiral?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. Well, I don't think the United Colonies can thank you enough.
Ja.
We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Vevictus sooner. I intend to rectify that mistake immediately.
Gut, eine Welt und was auch immer das ich bitte, der muss einem Ende uns gegen die... Könnt ihr jetzt den Kontakt nach außen haben? Also,
That's truly disconcerting to hear.
Ja.
But cutting off Ve Victus's contact with the outside world is likely to be just the beginning of his punishment.
Ja.
That will be up to the cabinet to decide. But I don't appreciate our mercy being taken advantage of.
Ja.
I'm not sure I see why someone with UC blood on their hands would merit leniency. But I will note your request when the decision is made. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the cabinet to ensure this can never happen again.
Asilis.
As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
Sehr gut.
A sound decision, Madam President.
Bin ich auch. Ich finde, die andere Fraktion sollte man sicher nicht. Was wären die...
Well, luckily the natural hostility of Londinian makes keeping out trespassers relatively easy. But we'll ensure its growth is contained, that access to the plant is only permitted via highly regulated clearances, and that our troop presence on Londinian is increased.
Sehr gut.
We're already discussing the elimination of one species, Captain. Explain to me why you wish to eliminate another.
Ihr tönt. Ich bin schockiert, dass sie...
I'm not sure I like what you're suggesting. The UC's only plan is to protect lives. Though, I won't discount that perhaps your proposal could get us closer to that goal. So,
Ganz einfach.
explain to me your thinking in destroying the plant.
Or having the Freestar Collective make sure they actually do their job, like they should have done with Ve Victus.
That is an idea with some merit to it. Decrease the likelihood of anything like this occurring again, and further relations between our two factions.
Two birds with a single stone. Very well. We'll include the collective in the removal process. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain.
Gern geschehen.
So then, to our final topic. The cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds.
Ja?
In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Asilis are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
Stimmt, Yasin.
As you can see, there remains debate among the cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
Okay. Müssen wir... Das war sonst ist nicht genug, wenn wir die laden.
I believe we have a responsibility to do something, yes. Heavens forbid, years from now, someone reopens the Pandora's box that Ve Victus discovered. It falls to us to enact every measure required to ensure that day never comes.
Ja, haben genug Schaden. Sie müssen schnell mit... Ich habe noch eine Variation Methode.
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into unpredictable sciences.
I expect my evening constitutionals are about to become a whole lot more eventful.
Yeah.
Hardly. You may just have a little more company than before.
Order, please. And Major Sinan, Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day 1 for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you 3 the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the cabinet wanted to display its gratitude.
Geil.
Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Was?
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
Was ist Klasse 1?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Genau.
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies, or done great things for its cause.
Okay.
Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the cost of colonial goods. And I'm told the penthouse is rather impressive.
Oh.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sanan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
Cool. Nice.
Captain, I guess we've got our assignments. I just wanted to say, I could have never guessed where all this was going to lead.
Ich auch nicht.
But now, knowing what I do, that my father truly is the monster I always thought he was. Well, I've just spent a lot of my life in pursuit of the truth. So, you bringing it straight to me,
Gerne.
it just means a lot. The best ones certainly do. You know, I was thinking, while we were there on the podium, if I wanted to try and see him again.
Mach das.
After all, it could be my last chance.
Ja.
But I knew the answer before I even finished the thought. I didn't.
Okay.
Because confronting him, what would I gain from that? From letting him remind me I can never truly be rid of him? Nothing. Now, all I'd be doing is acknowledging that he still has some sway over my life. And while I can't do anything about his role in my past,
Die Arme, gell?
I'm not about to let him control my future. And thanks to what we've done together, that future is brighter than it has been in a long time. Words can't do justice to how grateful I am for that.
Ich bin froh, dass die helfen. Machen wir keinen Drama. Dann machen wir weiter. Komm mit mir mit.
You know I can't do that. I've got an assignment.
Ja.
But I wouldn't be upset if you came by the HQ every now and then. Remind me how much I owe you. Well, I think it's safe to say you succeeded beyond anyone's wildest dreams. It's been an honor, Captain. Good luck out there.
Won't lie. Yep.
Komm, gehen wir.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you. Sounds like he's got more work.
Okay.
Ja, jetzt schauen wir, was sie sagt, und dann gehen wir. Hey? Also.
Good luck on your endeavors, Captain. I've been tasked with ensuring the whole galaxy knows about the Terramorph threat. I believe this is your doing. Well done, Captain.
Ja, was sagt das?
If I ever see another heat leech, it'll be too soon.
Okay. Okay.
Hey.
Du bist wer? Wäre so schön hier zu. Excuse me. Komm. Hallo? Jetzt möchte ich einmal was schauen, ob ich jetzt noch... reingehen kann, damit das Gesicht sehen kann, dass er... Und wo ist er? Nein, ist er jetzt weg? Schau jetzt einfach rein. Können wir da rein? Da hat er richtig ein Imperium. Aha. Ah, da hinten schläft, da hat er die Jalousien runter. Schönes Haus. So. Aktivität. Kurz mit... Ja. Mit der reden. Du, weißt du, wo er ist? Reicht jetzt.
You're cleared for entry. Keep it moving.
Okay. Ich darf jetzt überall rein, Mann. Geil. So.
Informed us of your new status. Congratulations on making Class 1.
Hey, danke. Wir werden jetzt hier speichern, meine Freunde. Und dann sehen wir, was der Kommando Tuala zum Sagen hat. Also bleibt dran und wir sehen uns in der nächsten Folge. Tschüssi!